This is a super divisive one. It's like I feel like a lot of people are pissed off with Slukas. He's been open in the media about not being happy with his role. It's hard to find a good playmaker in Europe nowadays. Like, if you lose Slukas, who do you go for to replace him? Galathis? Who's available on the market, like, to
You go
replace
for
him?
Dorsey and you run Cannon at the one who's.
But so that's the thing. Like, okay, I don't think there's any point us speculating whether or not he stays or not. We're gonna see tomorrow what happens. And yeah, you don't go for a like for like point guard. It seems is the answer, and they're gonna go for a two guard or a combo guard, someone like Tyler Dorsey, somebody that has a Greek passport. Dorsey has a contract with Fener. Fener, who wants Lucas. Would they let Tyler Dorsey go if Lucas joins Fenerbahce? But then we all know that Tyler Dorsey's agent is apparently doesn't really like us. But for me, Tyler Dorsey played his best basketball under Barzokas. Clear for me. I'm still on the fence about Dorsey not as a player, but like his mentality. Is he going to come again and sign a 1-year contract and want an NBA out, and then go and take a 2-way contract and drop to the G League and then be looking for another team again in 2 years, or like year and a half's time? If that dude gets it in his head that he can be an elite EuroLeague player, I think there's something there. But otherwise, I don't know about your opinion, Labra, but when he was playing for us and when he played for the Greek national team in the Euro last summer, I saw a player who in the big games, he didn't do what Kostas Lukas would do in a big game for me, like hit a game-winning shot with the clock winding down. He did it in the regular season. He was dropping 15 points, averaging 15 points. But I don't know, man. I'm not sure about him. Like, if his head's in the right place, like the mentality, if he can fix that. And again, I think the determining factor is he has to decide. It's over. Like, the NBA dream is over for him. Like, it's EuroLeague. Sign a 2-3 year contract, play, and become an elite player here. And you're still young. Like, Vezenkov's going to the NBA at age 27, 28. Go later if you've built yourself up. I don't know. Like, that's my view on Dorsey. And on Cannon, I just wonder if we lose Lucas and we go for Dorsey, do you try to get somebody better than Cannon, like somebody that's more of a combo guard? I don't know. Those are some thoughts.
No. Personally, I don't enjoy this media tour. Like, what even is this? Where he's going and he's talking to everyone about not being satisfied with his role. The guy is 33. The team almost won the Euro League. So what is his idea? Like, if he had a bigger role, the team would win the Euro League, would have won the league by more. Like, what's his point? The team is going so well. Is he really going to crash it all down because he thinks he's not getting the big minutes? I don't understand it. Personally, I like Slukas as a player, but I wouldn't be upset with going with Dorsey, Cannon, Walkup, Goss. I think that's a solid backcourt. And if you take Mirotic, that's the guy you want taking the last shot. Him and Cannon are your last shot guys. So I'm saying to myself, okay, if Slukas leaves and you bring Dorsey, I think it's okay. Personally, I think it's okay. And the attitude of going, the attitude of dragging this out, going for your holiday, then meeting with the presidents is such bullshit, like complete bullshit. You're holding the team a bit by the balls. It's kind of It's kind of bullshit. I don't know all the facts, but it seems absurd to me. And the thing about Dorsey is people are upset about Vezenkov going to the NBA, but then you look at someone like Dorsey who's never going to make it in the NBA, and the guy goes and he says, I'm going to go. And I like Alec Peters as the backup four. Someone just made the comment. I think he's going to be so much better next season. You see that jumper, super clean. He knows how to play basketball. He's good with the fundamentals. Give him another year in the system. I honestly think the team doesn't need Slukas. If you go for Dorsey, I think you're okay. But because Goss, I'm going to be real here. I told you, I don't like Kalathis. I also do not like Goss. I never really liked Goss. I'm not a huge fan of his, even back from when he played for Gonzaga. His jumper is mediocre. His playmaking is pretty good, but his three-point jumper is pretty shit. So I'm a bit more cool on him. I know a lot of people do like him, but it's just a shame. Like, Slukas can stay and create a legacy and go win this team the EuroLeague next season, or be the captain and help it. So why throw it all away to go back to Fener? It's a shame to play 4 more minutes a game, man. Like, it's a shame. Anyway,
I agree with you in a sense that I think the media has been, they've just found something there, from his comments, and they've tried to perhaps make it bigger than it is to make a story out of it. Some people are saying, like, Slukas, now that Vezenkov's gone, you need to show that you love the team. And I think he showed he loved the team when he came back in 2015. I mean, they gave him a good contract. But, we were not in a good shape when he signed the contract to come back that season in 2015. Oh, no, sorry, 2018. So, I've also heard Barzoka speaking in the Sport 24 interview with Diamandopoulos, and he was saying, at the end of the day, all players have ego, especially like the big time players. They have an ego and they want to play more. They want more minutes. They want the ball in their hands. It's perfectly normal in that sense that he might come out and make comments in that direction. It's like, that's what you expect from those kinds of players. But I keep some of the comments of Barzokas in that interview where he said, Slukas is playing the same amount of minutes he was at Fener. And that was more than 3 years ago. He's playing the same minutes and he's 3 years older. And he might not be starting games, but he always ends them. He's always
he's taken the last shot how many times,
But he's always
I remember in the final, he's the guy who took the last shot. Even though, personally, if I have the last shot of the game, I'm not fucking giving the shot to Slukas. I know he made the one in Fener, but personally, I don't like. Isaiah Cannon is, if there's 3 seconds on the clock, I want Isaiah Cannon taking a fadeaway jump shot instead of Slukas. That's maybe bias on my end, but Slukas is, again, like I said, he's there at the end. When the big shot came multiple times, he's the guy who Barzokas draws the play up to take the big shot. So I don't get what we're talking about here about the role and bullshit. Like who's going to be on the court at the end of a game with the roster? Nigel Williams-Goss is not closing games out for Olympiacos next season. It's going to be Walkup. It'll be Slukas. It'll be a mix of Papanikolaou. You'll take, hopefully, Mirotic at the 4 and Fall, or you'll play small and do something different, right?
Three guards, like Cannon, Slukas, Dorsey,
something like that. So we'll see, right? So it's like, I don't get what he's playing at here, personally.
Well, anyway, we're gonna find out by the end of tomorrow. Exactly. So
he can go. Maybe he misses Itoudis or something. I don't know. Like, let's see.
Oh God, don't mention that guy.
The best was when he brought out the laptop. Did you see this video from Turkey?
I did.
Fuck me, that was epic. That's like such Fuck, God damn it.
That's such a
That
Vazela
was,
thing. It's such a Vazela Panathinaikos thing to do, man. Just go
yeah.
out and be like,
He's like,
look,
hold on. Do you see my Dell laptop here? Zoom in, please. Bro,
oh,
what? What are you
God's
doing?
sake.
Anyway.
All right. Well, we'll find out what happens with Lucas tomorrow. That's obviously going to have a big bearing on what happens with the roster. And 5th of July, by the way, if the team doesn't want to keep Isaiah Cannon, or for whatever reason we don't want to keep Isaiah Cannon, we need to tell him before the 5th of July. On the 5th of July, his contract gets automatically renewed for another season. If you ask me, I think Isaiah Cannon's he's deserving of a spot on the roster next season. I think his attitude was fantastic at the end. Like, normally an American player that would be dropped from the Greek squad, like he was, would get up
Such a
and leave.
mistake as well. Such a mistake.
Okay, that's a different discussion, but
Another can of worms. But I personally, I like Cannon as a player because he can make his own shot, like, fuck it, you're down 3, like, the guy's got the ball, he's in a pick and roll, and he can just, boom, he hits it,
yeah.
And sometimes you just need that. And sometimes he'll go cold, and that's fine. That's when you play Goss. That's when you rotate a bit. But that ability to heat up and hit big shots, it's important. And his defense has been really good.
Big man. He's
He
got
he was not known for that in the States. Like, that was his main thing. It's like, can't play defense.
No, but I think in the post when he's playing, even when they mismatch him, he's a strong guy. Like, he's got a low center of gravity and he's quite muscular. But I think Isaiah Cannon really, got into the hearts of the Olympiacos fans towards the end of the season. It was, I think there were a lot of Isaiah Cannon haters during the season, actually, and when we were getting to the final four, before the final four, the playoffs, and I mean, in the final, I think he dropped 16, 20 points, didn't he? It was really
That's when you need him, right? Like,
exactly.
that's when
Like,
you
in the
need
big
him.
games. In the big games, he showed up. And like when we played Fener, there was a bit of a Dorsey versus Cannon vibe going on. And I think for me, he clearly won that.
He
Clearly
smoked
won
them.
that.
What are you talking about? He was awesome in Game 5. And that's the thing. Don't do this shit. Do not give up on the player after a year. Like, give him another year in the system and watch him fly. Like, watch him fly.
Peters.
It's the same with Peters. It's the same with Peters. It's the same with Peters. Watch him next season. Maybe I'll eat my words and you'll come back to this, but I feel very confident because his fundamentals are very good.